Hey there, it's Claudia. Just wanted to go over the assignment for this week's chapter. We are in week 4. If you go into the assignment under the D2L course, you're going to see that it says refer to the course syllabus and the book for assignment details. So occasionally you're doing assignments that are from the book. You're going to use your AutoCAD template that you've already created for this course. We want to make sure we're using appropriate layers, engineering units. Once you finish it, you're going to go ahead and upload your drawing as a DWG file, but I also want you to upload your PDF of the completed drawing. And there's a video on how to do that, but I'll go through that. We want to make sure that your ACAD.CTB is also set to black, so everything displays in black with the PDF and not in color. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go take a look at the syllabus, and here's our syllabus. And our syllabus states that this week, week 4, we're working on symbology. So by now you've already taken a look at the symbology video that I posted for you the other day. Basically what you want to do is you want to go into your book on page 105, number 3-5, and this is the assignment that we're going to be working on. All right, so here we go. I've got AutoCAD up and running, and I'm in my template, okay? First thing I do is I assess what scale am I going to be working with. And according to the book says to work with a scale of 1 inch equals 10 feet or 1 inch equals 20 feet. We've already got our units set to engineering units, so we're good there. Although I do want to take a look at my units and make sure my surveyor's units are set as they are. This is really important when you are doing this drawing because you're going to be inputting your site plan information based on this type of precision. Okay. Also, I want to take a look at what my limits are set to. And right now my limits are set to 0, 0 at the lower left, which is correct. My upper right just says 1 foot, 9 inches. So I want to change that. And since I'm working in engineering units with an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, that would be 110, 85. Although your assignment does tell you to work with C-size paper. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we take our piece of paper, we multiply 22 times our scale, and let's say this is 1 inch equals 10 feet, and 17 times 10. All right, so that comes out to be 220 feet, 170 feet. Don't forget your foot mark. Also, AutoCAD always assumes inches. I'm going to go ahead and hit enter. And after I do that, I zoom all. If you sometimes get this snow field right here, come down here to the transparency icon and you can make that go away. That drives me crazy as well. So I have my grid set, but let's see what my grid is set to. So I'm going to come down here to my snap mode and snap settings. And it says it's showing it every 0.5 units. So it really isn't displaying that properly. So based on the drawing that I'm working on, I'm going to go ahead and say that my snap spacing is every 10 feet because we're in engineering units. And I'm going to do the same thing for my Y spacing. Looks like my computer's hung up a little bit. So we're going to keep going here. I'm going to go ahead and cancel that for a second. All right. There we go. All right, let's go back into the units command. Surveyors, engineering, awesome. Let's go back to snap settings down here. Snap settings. And I'm going to change that to 10 feet. Just click in here. I'm going to change this also to 10 feet. So my snap and my grid snap and my snap are going to be working together. All right. Okay, so based on what I see in the drawing, I see that I'm working with a site plan. I also see that I'm working with some streets, and I don't know if you've seen that, but this is the assignment that we're going to be working on. All right, so first things first, I'm going to go ahead and set the proper layer, and I'm going to use my C-prop. C-prop, that stands for property lines, and that's going to be the layer that I'm going to be using for this. I think I'll go ahead and change my color just for this screen so that you can see it better. Cyan sometimes shows up a little bit better on screen. I'm going to go into the line command, and based on where I'm starting with this book and the assignment, I see that my north arrow is kind of going to the north east direction. So I always want to make sure north is up. So when it comes out, it's going to show up a little bit differently. So what I think I'm going to do here is I'm going to start in the lower left-hand corner of the site plan. And given the surveyor's units, I'm going to say at the length of my line, which is 99.55 feet. And I use the little angle or less than sign. And I'm going to be telling it, since I'm going north, this is north 36 degrees. So I do 36D for degrees. 10 minutes, so 10 quotes, west. All right. And let's see. It did not like that. All right, what's going on here? Dynamic input sometimes doesn't like to be on when we're working this way. So, and when you're on video, nothing works right, correct? So I'm going to turn off dynamic input. I'm going to start this out over. So I'm going to come from this lower corner. Again, I'm going to say at 99.55 feet, the less than symbol, north 36 degrees, 10 minutes, 0 seconds west. All right, there we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and take a hold of my next line, which is at 50 feet, angle, less than, north 53D for degrees, 26 minutes, 0 seconds east. So if you see in the book, that might be saying south 53 degrees, 26 minutes west. Because I'm actually drawing it a different direction than the way that it was drawn in the book and annotated, I just do a little transverse of that. So flip the south to north and the east to west, or vice versa. All right. My next line is at 52 feet, 52.06 feet. Less than symbol. This time I'm going south. So I'm going to say south 39D for degrees. 28 minutes, so that's apostrophe. 05 quote for seconds. And I transpose that to east. Oops, look what I did. All right. If you come back down here, you're going to see that I entered the inch mark instead of the foot mark. And so that might happen to you as well. So I'm just going to type in U for undo, and I'm going to retype that. At 52.06 feet. Got the foot mark in there. Nope, got the inches again. Feet. Angle. South. 39D for degrees. 28 minutes. 05 seconds. East. All right, back on track. I meant to make that mistake. All right, so next length is at 49.82 feet, and your angle sign, or less than. And we're still going south, so we're going to transpose those again. South, 54 degrees, 26 minutes, 17 seconds east, and enter. All right. At this point, I could go ahead and enter in the information, but I could also pick in, type in C for close. So I'm just going to do that. Okay. I forgot to tell you to save this as a new file. So let's come up here, and we're going to say save as. We don't want this to be on our template. And we're going to call this, this assignment, the book suggests that you go P3-5. All right. And save. There we go. All right. The next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and I want to place the two center lines, as you see in there, of the street. I like the offset command. So I'm going to go over here, and it says that Wilson Street is parallel to this. So I'm just going to pick the offset command, and I'm going to say offset this 20 feet. Don't forget that foot mark. And I'm going to come from here up. All right. And it's also 20 feet from this property line out for First Street. So I'm going to go back into the offset command, and notice it already says 20 feet. So I hit enter. I'm going to pull this over, and boom, I've got that. One of the problems with this is that it took on the properties of both of these property lines. So if I select both of them, I can just come up here to my layer drop down and I can find my C road center. All right, C road center. Now one of the things you don't see is the center line popping up. So if I use my LT scale, line type scale, you'll notice that that is set to 1, and I'm going to go ahead and set that to 120. And why 120? There's 12 inches in every foot. I'm using a scale of 1 inch equals 10, so 10 times 12, 120. And you'll start seeing that your line work looks a lot better too. Okay, so if I come in here and I use the fillet command, I could come and bring these two together. All right, so that's going to look a little bit better. All right, next thing I'd like for you to do is go ahead and annotate these. And annotate means to place the text on the line. So I want to make sure that I'm in the proper layer. So I'm going to go to C, Anno Note. All right. I'm also going to come down here. I'm going to change my annotation scale to 1 to 10. The problem with this here is that this one is set for decimal units. So I need to scroll all the way down and come to my custom scale. I'm going to add a scale for this particular drawing. This might be something that you want to go back to do with your template. So I'm going to pick Add, and the scale is going to say 1 inch equals 10 feet. And my paper units always stay at 1. In this case, my drawing units are 120. Again, where did I get that? 10 times 12. So you're always taking 12 times the scale. So if this was a 20 scale drawing, you take 20 times 12 and you get 240 or 360. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pick OK. That has now been added. I could move this up and down if I wanted to. If I wanted to move it up 1, which I think I'll do, and I'll go ahead and pick OK. All right, now I come down here to my scale and I pick 1 inch equals 10 feet. And so that way, when I'm using annotative text, the annotative text is going to pop up on this the lines and show up at the proper scale. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the style command, and that allows you to create text style. I do not want you using annotative or standard anymore. I want you to create a new one. So we're going to create a new one, and we're going to call this one Country Blue. All right. And then I go ahead and pick OK. There's a great font in here that is called Country Blueprint. There's City Blueprint. And let's see, Country Blueprint. There it is. I like this one better than City Blue. Okay. There's also another one that we could create. That's called Oops, let's go ahead and say yes to that. I'm going to call this one Stylus BT. I like that one quite a bit. And with Stylus BT set, I'm going to come over here and pick Stylus BT. And so you might want to use that one. Let's use that one instead. I recommend that you go ahead and create a couple of font styles that you can put into your template. Okay, so we'll set this one current. We always make sure that our height is 0 because we're going to change our height on the fly. So I'm going to go ahead and pick close. Now as I go into the text command, it asks me, what's your text height? All right, what's your justification? So let's change our justification so you can pick J or type in J. I'm going to go with middle center on this one, so MC. The middle point of my text. I'm going to go ahead and place the middle point just above this line right here. And when it says, what's your text height? We always want to put a text height in here 1/8 of an inch, which is 0.125, and enter. All right. Rotation angle. If I wanted to use this same rotation angle, what I could do is come down here to my O-snaps, make sure my O-snaps are turned on. And if I pick parallel, so I'm going to deselect these here. I'm going to pick parallel, deselect those. And then as I just hover over this line, then I can get that tracking line and pick that direction. All right. So the rotation angle will go based on that. So I'll hit enter, and now I can type in 50 feet. I think I'm going to go ahead and hit, oops. Oh goodness, for some reason it must have taken me out of it. So I'll go back through that. Justify, middle center, middle point of text right here. My height is going to be 0.125. and my rotation angles go in this direction.